Respected lecturer and my high respect to venerable monks and good morning to my beloved classmates here. This is my group presentation for group 10 and the topic is teaching language skills. So there are many language teaching skills, but since we study TESOL, we will mostly talk about teaching English skills. So my group have 5 members in fact, but the two like TESOL and Tanwata, they are absent. They do not join the group. Like 100% absent. So only 3 presenters today. And our lecturer is Mr. Otkonti, as you know it. So let's move to the first slide. Here we will talk about content. So for me, I will cover number 1, 2, 3, learning objectives, skills together, input and output. And Miss Sun Zainying will cover number 4, 5, language construction, receptive and productive skills. And Thirat will cover 6, 7, 8, supporting communication, projects, and managing projects, and also conclusion. So let's move to learning objectives. Here we have 4 objectives. Okay, by the end of this unit, chapter, you will be able to explain integrated skills, distinguish input and output, describe receptive and productive skills, and also you will be able to explain project-based learning. So let's move to the first point here, the skills together. Skills together here, that means 4 macro skills. As you know, any languages, we still focus on the 4 macro skills: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So here, for real communication, uses multiple skills. Multiple skills here, that means those 4 skills, like read, write, listen, and speak. So integrated activities improve communicative competence. What does it mean? It means that when you put or assign the task or you teach your students, you need to find any activity that include all the 4 skills together in order to improve them. For example, if even when you teach grammar, okay, you can combine all the 4 skills together. For example, like you teach present perfect, you explain them like, okay, present perfect, we can also use it to talk about the experience that we have done or have seen or have known, but without specific time. And then you give them example and ask them to write example and to think about example and write down in the piece of paper or notebooks. And after 5 minutes, you ask them to take turn, okay, to read about the experience, and the students will ask. Okay, or other classmates will ask because they will wonder. For example, student A, it says like, for my experience, I have seen an alien. And then student B and will wonder like, oh, you have seen an alien? Like, what did they look like? Did they speak our language or what? And then the student A will give the answer. See, this will include all the 4 skills together because they listen to you about that, and then they think about it. To think about it, you have to read some sources. You have to read from some sources, and then they need to write down, and then they speak out. This is the way that you teach for the integrated skill and 4 skills together. Okay, the next slide. Here we talk about input and output. It is the same thing from the previous slide. It's just like a different explanation. For the input skill, that means listening and reading. Like when they listen to you, they get in, they absorb. And also you ask them to do research, they will read more. Okay? Then they will absorb more. And then the output, that means they write down and speak out what they have read or they have researched. For example, if you play or let them listen to Cambodian tourism podcasts, or you have the video for them, and then you ask them to check more. As you know, right now we are in the modern era. I believe all the students have their phones. So here I focus on the adult learners, okay, not the young or preschooler. So let's move back. Okay, we talk about the adult learners. They have their phones in their hands. So You send them the video link, let them watch it, and then they do research more about the Angkor Wat, and then they will present about it. You see? So when they listen and then they read more, that is input. And then when they write down, they take note, and then they come out to the stage, come out to the front of the class and speak out what they have listened or researched. That's we call output. And that is it for my slide. Let's move to Miss Rainier's slide.
Okay, thank you so much, teacher, for inviting me to continue our topic. And I would like to pay my high respect to our venerable monks and good morning, teachers again. And respect to our beloved classmates. My name is Sun Sriniang, so I'm from Group 10. Now I'm going to talk about language construction. And so in this language construction, I divide to 3 points. Like the first is focus on grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, discourse. And the second one, top down, mean like background knowledge. And the last one is bottom up, sounds, words, and grammar. Yes, I want to tell you about the grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and discourse. Can say it means like the student build language using the key language parts. Like grammar focus, it means like correct sentence structure, 10 word or order. And about the top-down background knowledge, we focus on like student understand the loose language by starting from the big teacher. Can say they use their experiences or topic knowledge, main idea, expectation, like that. And the last one, bottom up, sounds, words, or grammar. In this mean student understand produce language by starting from the small part first. Or can say like the student focus on sounds. About the sound, it means like listening carefully, like that. And about the words, recognizing vocabulary. And about the grammar, it means like student focus on the meaning of the sentences. Thank you, teacher. Please move to the next slide. And so this slide move to, yeah, teacher.
Yes, so please.
Okay, and this slide is focus about receptive skills, and everyone, as you know, a language words, like we can say about the language, they are divided to receptive skill and productive skill, and so this is first skill. I focus on receptive skill that also divide 3 points. They are before focus on predict, and the second is during, comprehend, after, discuss, summarize, present. And about this point, I want to focus on predict. Predicts or like before. I mean, student use clause like the first in the class, that mean the teacher put the title, picture, keywords, topic, prior knowledge to student, and like focus before in the class. And the student, like they guess what the text or audio might be about. It be like that. And about the during, comprehend, focus on student listen or read to get meaning what the teacher gives to them. And the after, student talk about what they understood after they have a group or pair work discussion. Or about summarize mean the student summarize the text or what the teacher gave to them, and the present it mean like the student give feedback what they understood to the teacher. Thank you, teacher. Move to the next slide. Yeah, but and this focus on productive skill. Yeah, productive skill. In this point, I divided to 4 points. 4 points. Like the first one is introduce task and prepare, perform, and feedback. So about the first point, introduce task, it means like the teacher explains what student will do or what student will learn in the class. I can say like the teacher include the goal of the task, what they must create, topic or instruction, like that. I mean like teacher can propose to student like today we will write about short paragraph about fabric happy, like that, for example. Teacher back again. Yeah, I think thank you, teacher. And about the second point, prepare. It means like the student get ready to do tasks. Like introduce that teacher introduce the task to student what the student will do, and prepare mean student get ready to do the tasks, like that. And the teacher may provide idea, vocabulary, both like simple answer is about the student. And about the perform, mean like student complete the task, like for example student write the paragraph or present to it in like to the class. And the last is feedback. It means like the teacher can collect all the student works and let student give feedback what they understood after they do the task, and the teacher the student like share the experiences to in the class, like that. And can say like the teacher after the teacher listen to the student, and the teacher give comment or feedback to students perform, like feedback can be on contact, idea, organization to student. That's all for in this point. So okay, thank you teacher and dear friend that you pay attention to me. So in this point I would like to move to teacher period. Please teacher.
Yeah, thank you,
Please, teacher.
Swinian. Yeah, before I start my point, I would like to say good morning lecturers and classmates. So before I start the point, I have a question like, what is supporting communication, everyone in our class? So supporting in here, anyone have the answer? Yes, I continue. Like according to Hammer 2015, the goal of language teaching is not simply for students to know grammar and vocabulary, but to use English effectively to communicate meaningful message. Communication involves expressing idea, understanding others, navigating meaning, solving problems, and integrating appropriately in different social situations. Therefore, teachers should design activity that request students to communicate rather than simply memorize language form. So in here, like if we in here we have a structure, idea, and support vocabulary. we think that like two part here. We just to refer that the student can share their idea, can communicate with each other, can express their opinion, ask and answer the question, or explain ideas, solving problem together, or navigate meaning and understand spoken and written message. Mean that the student just to work together to make sure they can share their idea, opinion, or something. They use the real language situation to practice with their topic or something that. And the third part and the fourth, like encourage risk taking and delay correction until after communication. In here to refer the student to practice a real purpose of the topic. Or for example, if we teaching them one of the topic and just let them to talk or to discuss together to make a good communication, mean is a student to use the language, to use the English to achieve the meaningful of goal instead of the practice grammar, but they can communicate with each other, listen to each other, and especially all the students we have, we can say have a good opportunity to encourage other students to speak or encourage each other, and especially the pronunciation or the sound of the language they just to discuss. And for avoid interrupting student to we can say fluencies. Sometimes when we teach English, not only teach the Khmer, sometimes a teacher to take English, but the environment in the class not English, like speaking in Khmer or something, mostly Khmer language to tell them more than the English. So
okay, Tarek, are you here? Everyone, can you hear me? Good morning, everyone. Oh, internet line. Okay, good morning, everyone.
good morning, lectures.
Good morning,
Oh,
lecturer.
chào nhầm vậy mẹ ai nhé mình.
Lectures, kindly share the slide because I don't.
Yes, I just see again. Can you see my
Yeah.
slide?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, let me test it. Move. My slide move.
Yeah, move.
Okay,
move.
so continue
Lectures.
from this point. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you Licha can move another slide, so this slide
Okay.
we finish up its meditation. Yes, in here we have the projects. What is the project-based learning? We have the project learning regarding of the Hammer describe project an extended learning task where student investigate a topic over several lessons or produce a final products such as a report, presentation, or poster, or video, or exhibition, such as like in here we have two. We can say like the first one is benefit, motivation, teamwork, critical thinking, authentic communication. Mean in the project, like for example, in here tourists promote the projects. Sometimes we not only teach English for to the student only in the class related with our topic or lesson or unit, but we just to think that how to teach what with the student to make sure with the project-based learning in the class or in the real time, and to motivate them to practice the English or especially the teamwork or critical thinking to make them success of communication of the language of English. Not only we ask like that. Yeah. Okay, let's just can move others slide. We can lecture. Yes. Okay, this one is managing projects. Managing project in here, like we can the first one is a set objective. Like when we set a clear objective, we can to make a student to realize or to practice their language, to communication, or to do their project with each other. And second part, organized group. In organized group mean like everyone, we just to have if you want to achieve or to successful after the project, we just to well organize of the group. Mean lead what is their team leader to do, what is their other member, to make sure that they can work together smoothly with their teams. In here, timeline mean like if we have a small projects, or we can say best task-based learning or the basic project, we can say like a short time for them to practice. Example, like if we have some of the lesson to let them to do as a mind map. Also as a mind map mean that they have to discuss with each other, and they can make some of the mind map on the other topic or related with your teaching topic. Yeah. If we have a like of a project, means sometimes we have a 1 week or 2 week or 3 week regarding of the our lesson or topics. And the fourth mean monitor. Monitor mean that during their do projects, mean that the teacher or teachers need to monitor with them to make sure that they can do well or not, they get stuck with something or something that they can't do, or they need help from the teacher or something. So this one is can say we can provide, or we can help them, we can discuss with them, we can advise them for their projects. And the last one is assess fairly, mean that every student we have we can say have a good opportunity to practice English together as a student, not only okay the clever one or something, that we just to integrate the language of teaching together to make sure that they learn the English, or they learn the topic, not for some the clever one, but we need all together to practice and to achieve the language in the situation as well. We just move other slide. Okay, conclusion. Teaching language skill is not effective when it is communicated, systematic, or connected to a real life use. Like integrate all 4 skills. Like in here, we can example like the first example that I put before. Like we are a teacher of English, but when we go to the classroom, we teach English, but we don't speak much more of the English. So maybe the environment of the class to make sure that the student don't understand the English construction in the class as well. But mean if you do like that, our English not be better, but we just to make the student in we can say very difficult for them. But if we are the teacher English, we should teach English. We should speak more English in the class. And second one, balance input and outputs. So in here, when we do like that, we balance input and output for the student to practice. And the third one, use a project for authentic learning. Okay, like we use the project to make motivate them to ask them to work well with their team or communicate with each other. So okay, and our presentation. So have any question, everyone?
Okay. This is the end, right?
Yeah, the
Okay,
end.
thank you. Yes, thank you for your preparation and present your topics. So your topic is talking about, and one more thing, your reference. I have to comment, so please put your reference correctly with the APA style. Okay. So please send your reference list, and then I will put in the reference in PowerPoint. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is the end of your slide, and your topic is talking about teaching language skill. So for any student, if you have any questions, so please ask the question. Any question, please?
Yeah, sir. I got question.
Yes, please.
So I want second presenter to elaborate the definition of the word discourse. Discourse. What is discourse in here in teaching language skill?
Yes. The word discourse. Narat, Seniang, and Terek, please. So please.
Lecturer, I put the reference in the in call message. Lecturer, do you see that?
Call message. Okay, let me see. I didn't see it. You can give me directly to my Telegram. Okay.
Okay, lecturer, wait.
Okay, so please answer the question to the vulnerable late, right? Vulnerable?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So please, what is the word course mean in language, in teaching language skill?
That is Reniang's slide, Reniang, and you answer the question from Honorable.
Yeah. Second presenter.
Just Daniel, have anything? If don't have, I will answer the question.
Okay,
Like
you can,
regarding
please.
yes, regarding variable asks what is this call? This call in here, according to Jamie Hammer, 2015, this call is the organization of the language into longer stretch of the communication, such as a conversation, speech, story, email, report, and essay. In teaching productive skill, learner need to know not only grammar and vocabulary, but also how to organize ideas logically so that listener or reader can easily understand them. Like, yeah.
Okay, you get it?
So it refers to like the way we organize the idea.
Yeah. What about?
Okay.
Like the way of communication, organize the idea, grammar, or some of their conversation or vocabulary like that. But we need to sure that like this one is not a
Okay. Anything else?
Excuse me, teacher. My teacher have wrote one.
Okay.
Sir, I want to add more about the point that the whenever asked about the course. It mean what does it mean, right?
Yeah.
So it means like the course I want to focus like how sentences connect to make a meaningful like that. It mean like this course. It mean like how the sentences connect to make a meaningful message, or we can say like organization, linking words, or topic flow like that. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else? Any question, everyone? Venerable, please.
I have a question.
Yes, yes,
teacher.
yes, please.
I want to know about how teachers can develop receptive skills for reading and listening in teaching.
How to develop?
Yeah, and how can teacher develop receptive skills? Yeah, we receptive skill we mentioned when reading and listening. Yeah. Input.
Okay. So please, receptive skill.
We don't get your question, Navi. Can you simplify?
Okay, so thank you, teacher, for your question. So, mean like summarize your question. I mean like how the teacher develop in receptive in teaching, right?
Yeah.
So, thank you for your question, and I want to mention like to develop like receptive skill. Like before, the mainly listen. It focus on listening and reading skill. Before teacher student, the teacher should build understanding in the class first.
So
Then
can explain that when we mention to the receptive skill, we have two parts.
yeah,
Listening and reading. So for reading, how
Do you mean that how can we improve or how can we develop? Navi, question. Improve or develop?
develop, right?
even like to develop receptive skill, like before teachers should build understanding the first to the student. I can say like the student the teacher prepares student before listening, like pre-teaching, we can call pre-teaching. Yeah, and so pre-teach like keyword or key vocabulary, or set a clear purpose to the student, like that. And teach like the teacher teach receptive strategy, or mean like explain to how to understand what the teacher want to give to the student, or we can say skimming, reading quickly for the general idea, like that. And can say one more thing, the teacher can provide multiple listening to the student or reading passes to the student. And
Yes.
if I have some mistake, teacher can like my group member have to continue about this question. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so I just some to add more on that. Like we have, for me, I think like before we teacher can develop receptive skills. I have 4 points. The first one is activate student background knowledge. Like we can say pre-reading or pre-listening. Before student read or listen, teacher should have them to connect the topic with what they already know. This activate top-down processing and make comprehension easier. Like the activity, we can ask the student to predict the question, show picture or video, or brainstorm vocabulary, or discuss student to experience on that. And second one, teacher take a teacher key vocabulary. Take a key vocabulary. Teacher should introduce only the most important unfamiliar word rather than explaining every new word. Students should also learn to guess the meaning from the context, like and the third one, use authentic material, like the material, especially the for that, like we have the new article, broadcast, song, or YouTube or video or something in your regarding of your topics or lesson. The first one, the fourth one, teach reading and listening strategy. What is the before you take this one, like already, like we can say 4 kinds of reading strategy, like skimming, scanning, predicting, summarizing, like that. So it's just to teach the student before that how to do with this one as well. Like for me, and only this one, just thanks.
Okay, thank you. So anybody want to share? Involves to the word receptive skill in teaching language skill. So if you want to share, please. Okay. Okay, so if you don't want to share, so let me share some things about the first question. This is we talk about this course. Like Venerable Lenglet asked about what does it mean, the word discourse to the language teaching skill. Okay, in the context of language teaching skill, the word discourse is referred to the language in use beyond the level of single. Okay, that involved to the sentence. So it means that the word discourse focus on how sentence connected to the communication, connected to the creating the meaning, and as well as the coherent in real world context as well. So when we talk about the word discourse here, so the student will use both language, mean both with the speaking language, like you get your student to practice with a short conversation or dialogue, or sometimes you can talk by explaining the student with any language what you stand in front of your student. And one more thing, we can use the word discourse with your written language. Sometimes you usually use with your student with your writing skill in the paragraph or essay, or sometimes email, or sometimes it is the article. So in sum up, the word discourse here is focused on how learner they can interpret the meanings and the communication in the real context. The word discourse is usually used with both skill, with the spoken and the written language. Okay, so this is the first question. You get it, Venerable Laylet?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. And next question is that now we ask about the receptive skill in teaching language skill. So when we talk
Teacher,
about, pardon?
yeah,
Yes.
I heard that you talk about the coherent and cohesion, teacher.
Cohesion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it mean, teacher?
Coherent. Coherent here, communication means you have to practice with the real communication. Sometimes you get your student to practice with ask about how are you, what's your name, what will you do after class, something like that. I mean like that. You have to make your communication with your real life. Okay, or sometimes it's content in your workplace, or sometimes it's content in the school. For example, you want your student to practice with the traveling. So during your traveling, so what can you see about that one? So this is called coherent communication. Okay, you get it what I mean? This is now we speaking, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, mean related to your real activity. It mean like that. For example, if we talk about the language teaching skill, so I would like you to share your experience. Okay, so now we have to share about this one. So this will be called coherent communication. I mean like that. Okay, now we
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, move to the next question. We focus on receptive skill in teaching language skill. When we talk about receptive skill, it's referred to the ways that learner receive and process information. Receive and process information. For example, if you get your student to listen, the topic is talking about the weather. Means you have to give the clear instruction to your student, and your student will get and listen to you all your explanation that involve to the weather listening. So when the student get your explanation, they understand everything what you explain to them, and then you get your student to practice to the listening. During the listening, you tell your student to keep silent and just mention only the listening part. So this is we call the process information. Okay, mean the student have to receive and process the information during your class activity. Actually, when we talk about receptive skill, we always focus on two skills, reading and listening part. Okay, when we talk about the receptive skill, we focus only the reading and listening part. The reason why we use receptive skill, because the learner is not generating the language themselves, but instead of this, they are receiving input from an outside sources. Sometimes they can get from the text, sometimes they can get from any speaker, sometimes they can get from the audio straight, and so on. Okay? For example, the other example that we can talk is that like the word reading. For the word reading, the techniques of the reading skill, you might get your student to practice with two techniques. So the first techniques, you can get your student to read by using the skimming technique. You know skimming techniques? Skimming technique, you have to read all the whole passage and get the general meaning, the general information. Okay? So when you use the skimming techniques, like you get your student to read the newspaper article, and you get a specific time for the student, like 10 minutes to read. And after reading, the student have to sum up all the information they can get from the newspaper article. Mean the student have to know all the general information from their reading on the newspaper article. But for the scanning techniques, mean the student have to use only the specific information. You also get your student to read the newspaper article, and after that you can get your student to sum up the most important point information that they can get from his or her reading on the newspaper article. Okay, so this is what I would like to sum up related to your question, receptive skill. Okay, you get it or not?
Yes, teacher, I get your point.
Yes. So move to the other question, please. Any question, please? This is the contents. Here we have skill together. Any question related to this? Okay, if your classmate don't have any questions, so I have one question to ask all of you, Saining, Tarat, and Thirat. Okay. My question is that most of the students they are difficult to listen any information from the OU or from the native speaker. So in the name of you are the language teachers in your class, how can you improve or how can you get your student to listen from any speaker or the native speaker or from the OU effectively? So please, Thirat, Narat, and Sanil. Everyone, can
Well,
you hear
thank you,
me or
lecturer,
not?
for that. Yeah, thank you, lecturer, for that question. For me, I believe when students study language, the more difficult part is about listening. I believe that because
Yes, yes.
I've taught my students for many years. As for my technique, I make them improve or make them what? I'm sorry, lecturer. It's a bit noisy. Sorry. Just give me a moment.
Yes, yeah. Okay, how about the others? Please.
For me, move back to me, lecturer. For me, I choose the video or the listening that they like. As you know, most of my students are adult. They also are in Gen Z state. So sometimes I take the video from TikTok that explain about the animals, or sometimes from the YouTube that explain about how to reduce stress or how to motivate yourself to work harder, or how to be not lazy in the morning. See, something like that, because they are related to them. They will feel good to listen. They will feel better to listen to the video, and also it improves their listening skill. That is for my technique, lecturer.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. If we just pick random listening, or sometimes we do not adapt. We just take the listening from the book and ask them to listen. They will feel bored. Sometimes you can be adaptive to that. You design your own questionnaire, and also pick the video from the outside source, so that they will feel like they want to listen. Thank you, lecturer.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay, and how about Sanil? Are you here, Sanil? Okay, Thirat.
Yeah, lecture. For me, I have two points.
Yes.
Mean that if the student difficult to listening or some of the native speaker, just that when we teach the student in the class, we know their ability. So to increase or to improve their listening, the first one, if we can say, try the best, especially for related with our topic or lesson. We just to add or to create more, because we know that this time, or this we can say this 21st century, we have the AI. So maybe the first one is we can say summarize the topic and put the AI sound to make the sound of speaking of English. The first one, this one. And second one, if we know that our class want to improve this, we need to take time. We can say take 5 minutes before we starting the lesson. We just to get some of the video or some of the YouTube channel of some of the speaking. Let them to practice. Let them to listen every day. Maybe the first time, we can say the first time of the class, we have 5 minutes for attendance for or something, but we just to let them to listening some of the video, and let them to summarize, or let them to hear how many words or how many sentence that you can answer for the teacher or something. Yes, teachers, for me at all.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Anybody want to share, especially from the vulnerable Late? Could you share, please? Vulnerable Handam,
No idea, Chair.
could you share, please, vulnerable? And how about the others?
Teacher, for me, no.
You always say no, vulnerable.
លបង
Vulnerable សុភ័ក្រ
លាក់រហូតលបង
And now we
Say about what?
about listening, how to improve the listening in your student in the real class activity. So
Teacher, for me, I have more questions, not the answers.
okay, just let answer this question first, and then you can ask the question. Navi, please.
Yeah, teacher
Yes, share.
for the listening
Yes.
so the first teacher should be activate student with the background knowledge before listening yeah like and play record teacher listen the student first and then can give them details and use the take note for the taking activity. After that, can discuss the answer after listening. That's all, teacher, for me.
Okay. Thank you. And how about the others? Vitu?
Yes, I want to say a little bit
Yeah,
more.
please.
The listen every day to English song, podcast, new and conversation. Practice activity listening by focusing on the main idea and important detail and what you hear to improve both listening and pronunciation. Learn new vocabulary to understand more what they are here. Participate in conversation with teacher, classmate, or English speaker. That's all.
Okay, thank you. This is vulnerable.
Yes.
Thank you, vulnerable.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. And how about Vitu? You want to share, please? Good morning, Vitu. Bà đang tận na thế bà. And next, let me see your name. Okay, Rick Howe, please.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, please. Could you share?
Yeah, teacher. Teacher, can you repeat
How
the
to
question?
improve the listening?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, teacher. According to my experience of teaching listening, I use different technique.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just use funny activity,
Good.
playing a song, and the student try to listen,
Yes.
and then they try to sing together. For the first time, I tie the paragraph for them, and then they can read, and then they repeat the song by I play from the YouTube or whatever. After that, after the student repeat the song already, I let them sing one by one. But make sure that song is a famous song that the student they like them. And the other technique that I also teaching listening right now, I just the first time I find the difficult word in a text first and just teach them just a few words and then play the audio for them and they need to complete the word into the text. And the third technique that I use, I just give them a question, and then they read the question until they understand, and then I play the audio at least 2 or 3 times for them, and then ask them to answer the question. So that's all for my idea, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay, let me sum up how to improve the listening skill in your real class activity. Actually, just only sharing, it is not the lesson, just only the sharing, depend on what I have done with my student in a real class activity. Before I get my student to listen any text or any news, so I have to explain the rule of listening first. Even they used to hear what I explained so far, but before I start playing the audio for them, I have to record the listening rule again and again in order to alert the student feelings. Okay, and one more thing, we get attracted the student feeling to our lecture. This is the first part. And after that, I have to use the techniques from the active to the passive listening. You have already known the word active listening and the passive listening. Active listening, it means that when the student get home or when the student stand or stay everywhere, the student can practice listening by themselves. Sometimes they can listen from the podcast, from any video, from the news, from YouTube, from radio, and so on. And they have their own smartphone, they can connect it to the world. They can connect to the world what they want to listen. So this we call active listening. Active listening means the student have to practice by themselves, have to do by themselves. If they want to improve the listening skill, so the student have to practice by themselves. We can play the listening skill in the class just only our course book. But if they want to listen more, they want to practice with the listening, so they have to do by themselves. And this activity, this is called active listener. This is the first techniques. And the second technique, this is called passive listener. Passive listener means the student have to follow all the teacher guidelines, all the teacher rule in the class, and the teacher have to tell them the listening rule to the student. Listening rule to the student. Even the listening is very high level for them, but even the student have to practice with their brain of the subconsciously by getting used to natural rhythm, melody, as well as the sound of the language. It is very difficult for them to listen from the native speaker because during playing the audio, they just start. It means that they just start or difficult to listen from any action or pronunciation from the native speaker. But actually, if they don't understand everything, even the student brain is subconsciously getting used to natural rhythms, melody, and the sound of the language as well. If they don't understand, just only in case. Okay, so these are the techniques that I have to practice with my student. And the first one, you have to always alert with your student of the listening rule. Okay, even they have or even they used to know, they used to hear from the listening rule, but we are the teacher, we have to alert them all the time. Okay, you get it, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, lecturer, yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, I just heard anybody want to ask the question, please.
Sure. I wanted to ask, but you already answered my question. My question is about your experience, not only your experience, also
our classmates who
Yeah.
are public school teachers,
Mm-hmm.
the experience of teaching, listening to the students in the public school,
Mm-hmm.
especially at high school level.
Mm-hmm.
So, how to teach listening effectively when there are many students and they have mixed ability?
Mm. Okay. So anybody want to share, please? I think that one of the techniques I have already shared to you. I think if we have so many students and mixed ability students, it is very difficult for the teacher to arrange for them.
Yes,
But
yes.
my suggestion, it is possible you should divide your student to work in group. Okay, they just have to sit in the group work. Mean you have to combine each group. You have to combine the much ability student, the weakness student, and the medium level and the higher level. They just make together one group. Okay. For example, if your student have 30 students in the class, so you have to arrange, you have to organize the student group. Okay, and each group will have 5 students, and among all 5 students you should much ability student, mean the medium, weak, and the higher level, and join together. Okay, join together. After that, you should explain the specific rule for the student. The most important is the specific rule, because in the listening part, if we don't know the rule, how to explain the student, sometimes the student will break. They cannot get any information from the listening. If they understand, if they can get the rule of the listening, so they can get any specific information from the listening part. And as I said, it's just only the practical, like active listener. This is what the student have to practice by themselves. But during the class, you should tell them the rule of the listening first before you play the audio for them. Okay, and you have to set with the specific minute and with the specific how often that you have to play with your listening skill in the class to your student. Okay, so I just mentioned only the listening rule, and the listening rule or the listening part I have already sent you since yesterday. You can see in the graph. Okay, this is what I have to share to you, and if anybody want to share, so please be welcome.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sorry for immediately. I have a busy bit.
Your voice is so weak.
Because I use audio.
Ah, so can you?
You hear me loud?
Yes, it's clear now. Please.
Yeah, I think listening is very important for
Yes.
all the students. That it is a like important skill that all student require to, however, in real context or in like the to getting a higher job or like easy to getting a job to do. It's also this is because the listening skill it's not like for the skill that we can listen to other clearly, but also if we cannot understand the other clearly, we cannot solving the problem like problem clearly. So, and sometimes students face challenge like they can like listening is can easy to learn, but for speaking it's also difficult because they lack also practice sometimes. Sometimes they practice a lot. Sometimes student can speak but cannot listen well because of the word of the native speaker use of the strong and weak syllable. Sometimes they confuse, like you said yesterday, age, age. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. This is V2 speaking, right?
Yes.
Okay, anybody want to share, please? Want to share, please? Okay, if you don't want to share, so our presentation is ended. So thank you, Group 10. Thank you so much for your preparation and as well as your presentation. Thank you.